But you act like it's sweeter. Why is it so much sweeter that he wears a tux? I wore a tux when we went to prom.
Oh my gosh. Because he didn't ask her out. It was sweet because he put on his dad's tux. You asked me to prom. It was special. Never mind. Just open the show.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Joe.
And together we're the Maladjusted Misfits.
And this is the one where we talk about friends.
Two proms. We went to two proms.
That's right, because I'm older. Hello.
Hello.
How are you feeling this week?
I'm feeling much better. How are you?
Yeah, I'm feeling better. I still have a little bit of a cough.
Yeah, I don't know if my throat's a little dry. But
Yeah, stubbornness won't go away. But you shouldn't hear any more monkey howling or kick punches.
Yeah, we won't do any more of that.
We should be
If
good.
I have a couple I have to edit out, I'll do it quietly.
We should be good, yeah. But we are both sunburnt today.
We are sunburnt.
Yeah, we went to our local Pride Parade to support everybody because it's Pride Month.
Right.
And that was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, and the girl kid, we were representing my company I work for, and the girl kid marched up front and held the banner.
Yep.
Yeah, because you got to give her a task to do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she veers off
Right.
and gets confused. But if you put her up front and you tell her you have to hold this and walk straight, by golly, she will do it. She did that, and it was fun. We had a good time.
Good times.
Yes. All right. So what episode are we doing this week?
I forget.
You forget.
No, we're doing the one with the prom video.
That's right.
The IMDb plot is Monica struggles to tell her parents she is unemployed. Joey gives Chandler a hideous bracelet. And the gang watch a video from Monica and Rachel's prom.
We have lots of pictures from our prom, but no videos.
No.
Did you, record a lot of stuff like that? Do you remember doing that?
Did I didn't record a lot of stuff like that.
No. I remember homemade movies.
Yeah, I made a lot of weird homemade movies. I was that kid.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I don't remember.
Things from our life, no.
Yeah, just pictures. All right, so guess who's our returning director?
I'm gonna guess James Burrows.
That's right. Hey, Buckeye, what are you doing? So James Burrows returns. So Entertainment Weekly rated this episode an A, welcoming the return of Burrows as director and calling the prom video witty character development disguised as a standard flashback.
Yeah.
And then the authors of an article called Friends Like Us, the unofficial guide to Friends, write that it is a watershed in the history of the show. And it's the sign of a good show that they can switch so effortlessly from comedy to pathos to romance in one short scene.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was really good.
Yes, it's a very good scene.
Yes. We have a returning writer as well.
Okay.
So Alexa Young wrote this episode. Alexa said she incorporated many of her own experiences into the script.
Okay.
In particular, and sorry, you're not a fan of this, but even Phoebe's line about Ross and Rachel being lobsters, because it was something Young's husband once said to her.
Aww.
When was our original air date?
Our original air date was February 1st, 1996.
Aww.
The number one movie that weekend was Black Sheep with
Oh.
David Spade and Chris Farley.
All right.
Remember that? I think
I do
we
remember that.
rented that on VHS.
All right, so we have recordings from one of our most dedicated listeners, Michael M.
That's right. We have a few recordings from Michael. This first one is discussing when he started watching Friends.
I started watching Friends in college. I was a 90s college kid who enjoyed watching Thursday night's must-see TV on NBC, which not only included Friends, but included ER, Mad About You, and Seinfeld. I would watch episodes of Friends with my girlfriend, who eventually became my wife, which I have been married for 28 years. On nights when we were busy studying or other stuff to do, I would record these episodes of Friends on videotape and watch them later. I had quite a collection of Friends episodes on videotape. Remember those days of recording TV shows? Yeah, those were the good old days.
Did you used to record a lot of things off of TV?
Oh, you know I did. Now, at the time, I probably had 20 Simpsons VHS tapes.
Yeah.
We had a lot of Simpsons VHS tapes.
You would record The Simpsons.
Yeah. I
Record
think
the
once you
Friends.
got into Friends, we just bought them.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, like, the first few seasons were out
Yeah.
on DVD. Yeah. Yeah, 90s. You were in
No.
college in the 90s.
Yeah, I was. But when we started watching it, it was VHS first. We had the
yeah.
VHS tapes first.
Right.
And then we got DVDs.
VHS,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, because I remember.
I remember.
I remember those days.
And we're still watching it today.
Yeah.
So is Mike. He's going to tell us why he still watches it 30 years later.
That's right. So tell us, Mike, why you still watch it 30 years later.
30 years later, I still watch Friends today because it not only brings me back to my younger days, but I watch it when I need a big laugh or just need to chill. If I have an awful day at work, I'll watch Friends. If I need to laugh, I'll watch Friends. Nothing on TV tonight? Guess what? I watch Friends. I compare my obsession of Friends to how my parents, who to this day always watches Leave It to Beaver or The Andy Griffith Show, if it's on TV, I guarantee you it's on. In some ways, Friends is a show that describes our generation, the 90s generation. It's just a show that everyone watches. It is so great to see the younger generation, those that are born year 2000 and beyond, become Friend fanatics thanks to streaming, syndication, and DVDs.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly why I watch it.
Yeah.
When I have nothing else to watch, it's just a comfort show. And like we said at the beginning, when I'm stressed, you put it on so it's in the background. It's
Right.
like my calming thing.
It helps de-stressify
Yeah.
you.
When we were in Amsterdam, remember?
Yeah.
We were in Amsterdam and it was the last leg of our European, vacation. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
European vacation. And we were laying in the hotel bed and it was the tiniest hotel room
Right.
in the history of hotel rooms. And we turned on the TV and it was the first thing that came on and we were
Yep.
both like, "Oh, Friends."
That'll help us relax in this
Yeah.
tiny little room.
Yeah, so it was awesome. It's just fun.
Yeah.
So,
And do your parents still watch the old-timey shows?
they do, obviously,
Yeah.
yes.
I don't think my dad watches any of the old-timey shows
No.
anymore.
But yeah, if Leave It to Beaver came on, my dad would totally watch it. All right. There wasn't a lot of trivia, but it's pretty good trivia. So,
Okay.
Are you ready for some trivia?
I'm ready. I'm
All right.
prepared.
All right. So, when Courtney Cox wore her fat suit for
Mm-hmm.
the first time in this episode, Matthew Perry walked by her without knowing who she was.
Oh,
Like, he didn't recognize her in her fat suit.
that's pretty funny.
In 1997, the TV Guide ranked this episode number 100 on its 100 greatest episodes of all time.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
Very nice.
although he's supposed to be about the same age as Monica, in reality, Michael Ray Bauer, who plays Roy Gublick, he's 9 years younger than Courtney Cox.
Well, he's supposed to be like high school age, right?
Yeah, but it's funny because she kind of they look like
Right.
they're about the same age, but he's 9 years younger. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
So, all right. What were your episode reactions?
Okay. Episode reactions. Lobsters, bracelets, and proms. Oh my! I mean, this is one of the seminal episodes. Seminal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't say fluid after it.
Yeah. That's a good point. This is one of the iconic episodes
There
of
you
the
go.
series. This is one of those ones where everything is consistently funny all the way through it. And all the characters have stuff to do.
Yep.
And those are the best episodes, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, gosh, it's a good one. It makes me laugh, the bracelet. It makes me cry. He was going to take her to the prom. It's so sweet. It's so funny because if you were to ask me before we started this podcast which episode the Bracelet Buddies were in, I would not have guessed the prom video one.
Right.
Because you focus on the prom video.
Right.
But the bracelet thing is funny.
Right.
And you remember it, but you also remember the prom video. So
Right.
it's like they're two separate episodes, but
Well, that's how there's a lot of Friends episodes where there's 2 or more storylines.
Right.
And sometimes you can't really remember which ones go with which other ones.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's great. The bracelets are funny. And again, like I said, everybody gets something to do in this one.
Okay, favorite line. There's so many favorite lines in this. It was very hard. I wrote down a lot. But I really like Phoebe in this. Mm-hmm. So I was torn. But
pick one of these.
I'm gonna go with when she talks to Chandler. She points out to Chandler the really hot girl that's checking him out.
Right.
And she goes, "That was really good. I think I'm ready for my penis now."
That was pretty good. I'm going to go with a Chandler. Mm-hmm. I like when Chandler is trying to apologize. And Joey opens the store and he's like, "I'm here on my knees, holding up these couch cushions as a symbol of my sorrow and regret, much as they did in biblical times." It's just so wacky. He's got him in his hands already, so tries to play it off.
It's funny. Okay, so we now are going to hear from Michael M. and his favorite line of this episode.
My favorite line was so harsh as this episode had so many great ones. But I decided on this one for my all-time favorite friend, Chandler Morrell being, who, in my personal opinion, always has the best lines as he is speaking to one Miss Phoebe O'Fay at Central Perk over his anger over the bracelet that Joey gave him that prevented him to get a date with the girl, Gail. "You don't have to walk around sporting to reject the Mr. T collection. I paid a fool puts on my jewelry. I do. I paid a fool." Hey, man. We're just doing some impressions over here. Do you Marcel?
That was actually pretty good.
That was a great impression of Mr. T.
That was great.
Yeah. All right.
I love the Mr. T stuff and the bracelets. So he gets so mad because she was totally into him, and then she saw that bracelet.
She was really cute.
No.
Too. Yeah. She instantly. I don't know that I would have instantly been like, no, but I might have talked to him a little bit and been like, "What's with the bling, man?" Favorite moment. I adore Jack Geller. I think he's fucking hilarious. I love when he talks about Rachel's parents. And then Judy gives him that terrible look like, "Shut the fuck up, Jack, okay?"
Yeah.
And then he hurriedly has to, cover his tracks, and he tells Rachel to go fold her laundry.
Go fold your laundry, honey.
Go fold. I love that part.
There's a lot of fun moments in this.
Yes.
And I went with the Ross reveal.
Yeah.
Super cool college Ross in his "Hey Ladies" stance.
Right. Who stands like that?
When their dad's filming them with a VHS camera. I just love the Pam. They got that look on his face, and it's just all wonderful.
Yeah.
It just makes you laugh every time you see it.
All right, let's hear what Michael's favorite moment was from this episode.
Favorite moment? Can I say all 23 minutes? But if I had to pinpoint one moment, it had to be when Ross was asked by his dad Jack to go get dressed and take Rachel to the prom since her date Chip Matthews did not show up. But Chip finally shows up, and you can just feel Ross's heart sink as he's missed a chance to date the girl of his dreams since 9th grade. He had all the feels. And then, when Rachel sees this on the video and walks towards Ross and kisses Ross, it's one of the iconic moments. And it's one of the reasons why Friends is the greatest sitcom. Because Rachel, she is Ross's lobster.
Ross's lobster, indeed. Yes.
You're going to crush that in a minute, aren't you?
No.
All right. Favorite outfit. There wasn't a lot because I think it took place over one day, right?
Yeah, one day.
So I have to go with Phoebe's jean skirt outfit because it was super cute. Had little cutouts with different fabrics. She had a pink shirt, poodle sweater, and then those purple tights.
Yeah.
It was cute, eclectic, fun. I would totally wear it.
Right.
Super cute.
Very nice. Very nice pick. A some weird outfits in this one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, there's a bunch of plays for ironic outfit. Like, I like Monica's shirt that she has on. And,
Okay.
like, but it's a weird color.
Okay.
You know what I want to with
yeah.
the buttons? And, like, I kind of like it. I kind of don't.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Geller is rocking the look that my grandpa used to do all the time with the double polos.
Yeah.
And I think my grandpa was homosexual.
Yeah.
And I think he used to wear bracelets like that too.
He used to have a Chandler bracelet.
Yeah. But I ended up with Rachel's prom dress.
Aww.
It kind of reminded me of the prom dress you wore during the first prom with the big poofy sleeves.
Yeah, they did. Except mine was peach.
Right. Yours was a different color, but it reminded me of that one.
Aw, that's sweet. All right, so let's listen to who Michael's favorite outfit is.
My favorite outfit, besides the fact that Chandler's wearing a sweater vest, boom, had to be Ross's striped purple button-down with his black perm hair and thick black scary mustache, as seen in the flashback prom video. Hello, Mr. Kata.
Very nice. You stole mine.
No.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
All right, let's move on to themes that we explored in this episode.
Themes that we explored.
Theme number 1, wearing gaudy jewelry for the sake of friendship.
Yes. Theme 2, borrowing money from a parent/sibling.
Ooh.
Never fun. Always tense.
Yes. Theme 3, lobsters mating for life.
Allegedly. And theme 4, gestures that make you forget your chubby ankles. So sweet.
All right, we're going to take a quick break before we break down the episode.
I know what you're thinking. Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's.
I'm Gail.
Chandler.
I really have to be somewhere, but it was really nice meeting you.
Oh, this is excellent. You know, he could have got me a VCR. He could have got me a set of golf clubs. But no, he has to get me the woman repeller. The eyesore from the Liberace House of Crap.
It's not that bad.
Oh, yeah? That's easy for you to say. You don't have to walk around sporting some reject from the Mr. T collection.
Chandler.
I pity the fool that puts on my jewelry. I do. I pity the fool that... Hi. Hey, man, we're just doing some impressions over here. Do your Marcel. That's actually good. All right, we're back. The cold open.
Yes.
Joey and Chandler's place. Chandler is playing foosball alone, and Joey walks in. Hey. Chandler says, hold on a sec, while he either lines up a foosball trick shot or an easy shot. I can't tell, because they don't show us. He flicks the foosball plucker and sinking the shot, and Joey gives his approval. Nice. Then Joey whips out an envelope telling Chandler he got something for him. $812. Chandler tells him, well, I don't know what Big Leon told him, but it's an even $1,000 if he wants him for the whole night. Post-joke, he asks, what's this for? Joey's making money now, and he wants to pay him back for headshots, electricity, too many slices of food to count, and Joey loves him.
Aww.
And Chandler thanks him and says, now he can buy a pony.
For $800? Wow.
But that's not all. For being there for Joey, he got Chandler an extra present.
Aww.
It's a bracelet.
Ooh.
A big gold bracelet. And Chandler doesn't know what to say. And he looks at the bracelet. And he says he doesn't know what to say. And Joey asks, well, what do you say? And he goes, I don't know. So this huge gold bracelet is also engraved on the outside, not underneath. So it reads, to my best bud. And Chandler slides it back in the box places the box in a drawer.
And I love that Chandler puts the chair in front of the desk and then pats it like, it's going to stay here.
Let's not move the chair or open the drawer.
Right.
And Chandler suggests that something this nice should be saved for special occasions, say when the queen comes over.
Maybe not even then.
But Joey explains this isn't fancy china, and he digs it from the hiding place that Chandler just put it in, while explaining this gold bracelet is more like expensive boots. It goes with everything. As a matter of fact, you put this on, and you're good to go.
And there's a cut line on the DVD where Chandler says, well, I've never been good to go, so why not try some jewelry?
Chandler holds out his arm and allows Joey to place it upon him. Once applied, Chandler jiggles his wrist.
You are so wearing that bracelet.
I so am. And Joey asks if he has any idea what this is going to do for his sex life. And Chandler quips, well, it'll probably slow me down at first, but once I get used to the extra weight, I'll be back on track. And Joey has to think about that while the theme music kicks in.
I do love that line. All right, so we cut to some random restaurant kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Monica and the creepy restaurant manager.
Mm-hmm.
So Monica and the restaurant manager, played by Patrick Kerr. So I looked him up. He was recently in an Apple TV show called The Big Door Prize with Chris O'Dowd, and I like him. So.
I like Chris O'Dowd.
Yeah.
And the actor is probably not as scuzzy as the character.
He looks very nice on the TV show. But they walk in and he says her resume looks good, and if he wants to call for a reference on her last job, and she points out, yes, that's the manager, Chandler Bing. So the manager says he wants her to prove her skills, and he asks her to make a salad.
Mm-hmm.
She offers to make him something more complicated, and he says, no, a salad is fine. But he asks her to tell him what she is doing while she is doing it. Right there's first clue. Maud starts by telling him she is tearing the lettuce. Uh-huh.
Is it dirty?
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to wash it.
Don't. I like it dirty.
Ugh, it's your call. What are you going to do next? Mon says she's going to cut up the tomatoes. And he asks if they're firm. She says, they're all right. Are you sure they haven't gone bad? Are you sure they're not very, very bad? No, really, they're okay. You going to slice them up real nice?
Okay, this is weird.
Actually, I was going to do them julienne. I'm out of here.
Oh, this makes me sad for ladies.
I know, it's weird.
Poor girls have to deal with weird guys like this.
And it's tomatoes. It's like, come on. It's so weird.
All right. We're at Monica and Rachel's apartment. Phoebe, Chandler, and Ross and Monica. And sweater vests!
Woohoo!
So excited. Double digits.
That's not double digits. It's only number 2 of the season.
Well, it's doubled from their previous count.
Technicality. Okay.
So double digits. Why are you bringing me down?
Sorry.
Okay, a sweater vest clad Chandler is playing cards with Phoebe in the couchhole area while Ross does a crossword at the kitchen table. And Ross answers the phone and takes a message for Rachel and says, okay, how are we spelling Casey? Is at the bat or in the Sunshine Band? So the first spelling would be Casey, right. And the latter would just be a K and a C.
Right.
And Joe.
Yes.
Which of these Casey and the Sunshine Band songs do you like the best?
Okay.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Get down tonight. That's the do a little dance. Make a little love.
Right.
That's the way. I like it. Boogie shoes. That's the I want to put on my boogie boogie shoes. Or my favorite, I'm your boogeyman. That's what I am.
I kind of like a shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty.
It's just because you like hardcore nudity. Ross asks who
I'm all about the ass.
Ross asks who this fucking Casey guy is. And Phoebe's like, they met at the movies. And Ross then says, oh, really? Like, what does he want with her? Aside from setting Chandler up for a joke,
Right.
I don't understand this question. But he asks it while he's sticking the phone message to the fridge. And Chandler tags in with my number 2 song selection from Casey and the Sunshine Band.
He wants to do a little dance, make a little love, pretty much get down tonight.
Get down tonight. And then after that, Ross moves the message from the fridge to that little cabinet above the fridge that in our house I'm the only one that can reach.
Which is where we hide the really good snacks.
Then Ross begins a little neurotic tantrum. 2 months ago, Rachel and I were like this, and now I'm taking messages from guys she meets at the movies. Well, fucking do your crossword at your own flat then, mate. Jesus.
Right. None of those people live there. Why didn't you let it go to voicemail?
But he thinks Casey should be taking down his messages. Okay? I'm not sure Casey even does the crossword. But Ross extrapolates further, saying that he and Rachel should be a couple, and they should get some kind of message service together. And Phoebe tells Ross to hang in there. It's gonna happen. And Ross asks how she knows that. And she says, because she's your lobster.
Oh, she's going somewhere. That was also almost my favorite.
That was Chandler explaining. And then Phoebe says, it's a known fact that lobsters fall in love and mate for life. Let's see if we can confirm Phoebe's known fact.
Oh, let's not, please.
She is wrong. Lobsters do not form pair bonds.
Oh, no.
What animals could she have said?
What animals?
Swans, prairie voles, termites,
Termites?
seahorses, gibbons, bald eagles, beavers, penguins, barn owls, black vultures, or wolves. And there's a few others out there. To me, Joe, you will always be my beaver.
That's just fine.
Back to Friends. Phoebe lies that you can actually see old lobsters walking around in their tanks holding claws.
Sorry, Mike M.
No, it's very sweet. It's
is.
just not factual. Stuff like this, I always tell you, in the 90s, pre-Google,
Right.
if they wanted to confirm, they would have had to go to the library, find an encyclopedia. It would have been a whole thing. I just had to type in, is what Phoebe says about lobsters true? And the internet was like, no, it is not.
I do like how she pantomimes the cloth.
Yes.
It's cute.
Like they said, it's all cute.
It is cute.
It's just not factual. So Monica comes in from the water closet, having washed that interview off of her. And Phoebe asks Monica if she has any more possibilities. And Monica's like, yeah, there's a possibility I won't make rent. And Ross offers her some money. She says no, because if she couldn't pay him back right away, she'd feel guilty and tense every time she saw him and blah, blah, blah. Then he suggests borrowing from mom and dad. She feels guilty and tense around them anyway. Might as well make some cash. And Chandler starts to agree, but the bracelet falls off his wrist with a thud onto the floor.
What is that sparkly thing?
And I like that Ross picks it up, and then Chandler goes to reach for it. He swats his hand away.
I like that it makes a thud.
Yeah.
That it's so big.
Right. But the others inspect the bracelet, and Chandler admits that it's a little flashy. And Ross says, no. It's not flashy. Not for a good fella. It is very
Mafia-esque.
Mafia-esque, yes. Monica says, it's sharp. It must have cost you quite a few doubloons. Because it looks like pirate treasure.
And there's a cut line where Phoebe says, it's like knowing one of the Gabor sisters.
Yes.
So for you non-Gen Xers, look up Zsa Zsa and Ava Gabor.
Or don't Google them.
We're at Monica and Rachel's apartment. Monica, Jack and Judy, and then later Rachel enters. Mm-hmm. So right before Monica opens the door, I noticed that the scene shows a silver Porsche with a black top driving down the street.
Oh, yeah, New York City.
Yeah, and the black, that could be Jack's Porsche.
Yeah.
I thought it was a cute touch.
That was a cute touch.
So Mon opens the door to Jack and Judy carrying boxes marked Monica. Mm-hmm. These are the boxes from behind James Burrows when he was directing Joey's butt scene. Also, does it count that Jack is wearing a sweater vest?
No, Judy has on one too. That doesn't count either.
Oh, but there's like a plethora of sweater vests. So Jack and Judy tell her they have some surprise for her. They bought some of her old stuff because they're turning her old room into a gym.
A tanning bed and a stack of Victoria's Secrets catalogs. Not a gym.
Monica says that is a surprise. Why not Ross's room? And Jack said they thought about it, but he had so many science trophies and plaques and merit badges, which are like the size of a 50-cent piece. Anywho, they didn't want to disturb them.
I kind of want to see Ross's apartment with all of his trophies and stuff out from high school. I thought that would be fun.
Would be sad, but fun.
Fun for me.
So Rachel walks in with her laundry, and Judy greets her and says she's sorry to hear about her parents splitting up. And Rach the optimist says they're just separated, so we'll see.
Oh.
And Jack says that he can't say any of them were surprised. They have been unhappy the entire time they've known them, especially not after that incident in Hawaii. And Judy's face behind Rachel is priceless.
Oh my God, it's so
She has
funny.
like the, shut the fuck up, Jack.
Yeah. And again, we haven't met Mr. Green yet.
No.
But knowing Mr. Green,
Right.
I know she was always unhappy.
So Rach asks, what incident? And Jack tries to backpedal, but not very well. And he says, no. I must have been thinking of someone else. Maybe me.
Maybe me.
Don't you have some folding to do, dear? Go fold. You fold.
What happened in Hawaii?
I know.
I need to know.
We need closure on those things.
But we don't find out what happened in Hawaii. Instead,
Nope.
we go to Central Perk. We're Chandler and Phoebe. Now, you mentioned the Porsche.
Yep.
The little outside shot of Central Perk is the one where the little black lady is walking
Yeah.
and does her little shiver and adjusts her coat. They use that clip a lot.
Yeah, you see her a lot.
Yeah. I like to call her Bernice because she looks like a woman I used to work with. Her name was Bernice. That's why. But Chandler and Phoebe are having some coffee, and Phoebe starts to get up, but she takes a minute to do a dude bro character so she can go, dude, 11 o'clock, totally hot babe checking you out. And then she congratulates herself on her dude bro performance, and she thinks she's ready for her penis now, which is your favorite joke.
Yep.
Favorite line, whatever. And Chandler gets up to see about this babe checking him out. And he goes over and he goes, I know what you're thinking, Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's. Because he looks nothing like Dave Thomas.
Right. It's weird.
And she laughs and introduces herself as Gail. And he says, Chandler. And she laughs hard as is Dave Thomas. I mean, he is going in hot. She is loving everything until she sees that wrist. He does that little wrist flick when you have watch or bracelet weight that's
Yep.
too heavy you're not used to yet. I'm doing it here, but nobody can see me.
I can see you. It's legit.
But Gail sees this and she's immediately like, no. I like sweater, vesty, funny, preppy guys, not gold bracelet mafia guys. I mean, she runs out the door like she just broke up with Henry Hill. Who was in Goodfellas. Then Chandler realizes it's because of this giant bracelet she took off. And then Chandler goes full Chandler on the bracelet. He's like, no, you could have got me a VCR, golf clubs, but no, the woman repeller, the eyesore from the Liberace House of Crap. He has to sport some reject from the Mr. T collection. And Phoebe tries to warn him that Joey has entered Central Perk, but he is on a roll. I pity the fool that puts on my jewelry. I do. And then he spots Joey and he's like, oh, hi. And he's like, hey, man, we're just doing some impressions over here. Do your Marcel Marceau. And then Joey leaves without a word. And Chandler says that's actually pretty good. So first, for you kids at home, Marcel Marceau was a famous mime. Yes, we used to have famous mimes. And what's a mime, you ask? Mimes are like silent clowns that are more sad than scary. And second, do you think Marcel was named after Marcel Marceau? Because he couldn't talk?
That would be sad too. So Chandler obviously left Central Perk because he had to go apologize to Joey, but Phoebe stayed.
Yeah.
And then Ross joined her. So Rachel is seen talking to a guy, and then it pans to Ross and Phoebe. Phoebes is writing a song, and Ross is lamenting about the guy talking to Rachel.
Yes.
So there's a cut line on the DVD where Ross asks, how long has she been talking to that guy? And Phoebe says, a couple of minutes. And Ross says, try doubling that.
Yeah.
So Ross thinks they've been talking too long and says, back off, buddy. She's a waitress, not a geisha.
That is true.
And Phoebe says, I think she's okay. And Rachel laughs and playfully touches the guy's chest, pushing him. And Ross says, look at that. She's pushing him away, and he won't budge. I'm going to do something. So in the closed caption, it says that Casey says, yeah, you can get a condo right on the mountainside, ski in, ski out. It's great. And Rach says, I love it.
Swoop, swoop, swoop.
And Ross walks up and awkwardly says, excuse me, are you Rachel? And she goes, what? And Ross says, oh God, in your ad, you said you were pretty, but wow. Rachel goes, what are you doing? And Ross goes, oh my God, is this the wrong day? Oh no, well, if this works out, we'll have something to tell the grandkids. Casey laughs and says, you sure will. I've got to go. He scares easily.
Yeah.
That's weird. I'm going to finish my conversation.
I'm not even sure this is Casey.
Oh, really?
This could be just another gentleman.
It's true. It's true. So Rach is confused, and Ross says, you're welcome. And Rach says, what? I was saving you. Rach says, saving me from the pleasant conversation with the interesting man? And Ross says, but from where I was sitting. And Rach interrupts and says, Ross, I'm not yours to save. Which is weird because he does just that in the prom video. Okay.
Anyway, come on.
Okay.
Keep moving.
All right. He says, what? He says, you're my lobster.
And I can see how saying you're my beaver would not come off well.
So if you look at Phoebe, she laughs when he says that.
Right.
But it's her analogy.
Well, I think because he's fucking it up.
Right.
It's like the Europe story, backpacking story.
You can't just come right out and say it. You have to lead up to it. But Rach says, are you like being the blind date guy? So he tries to stumble through the lobster explanation and looks to Phoebe, who says, do the claws again.
Yeah.
Ross says, forget the lobsters. What about us? And Rachel says, Ross, there is no us. She says, I fell for you and I get clobbered. Then you fall for me and I again somehow get clobbered. And I'm tired of being clobbered. It's just not worth it.
You clobbered me for a whole year. What are you talking about?
Right. Ross says, well, but, and Rach says, no, but, Ross, we are never going to happen except that.
Except that what?
No, except that. Until later this evening.
Yeah. Anyway, so Chandler and Joey's apartment, and Chandler and Joey enters. Chandler's waiting for Joey so he can apologize. And Joey comes in and he's like, hey man, it's my best bud. How you doing? But Joey remains silent. Chandler compliments his Marcel Marceau impression and then asks if he wants to play some ball. What do you say? He picks up a basketball and tosses it toward Joe. But he doesn't move to catch it, and it breaks a lamp. Angry Joe doesn't even flinch. Chandler says, that's my bad. Then Joey says, if you hated the bracelet so much, why didn't you just say so? And Chandler parries with, doesn't the fact that I wore it despite hating it say something about the importance of our friendship? And Joey retorts with, well, what about you insulting the bracelet and then you made fun of me?
Okay, well, that part, that's where I'm a wank.
But he wasn't hoping that they would focus on that part.
And then there was a cut scene on the DVD that I laughed so hard I had to pause so that I could write it down. And it took me a while. But anyhow, Joey says, well, focus on this. And Adam, can you help me with the gesture that he does?
So he does this thing that we used to do in the 90s where we would grab our crotch and yank on it. Like, focus on this.
Honk, honk.
Yeah. So honk, honk. Like, again, a good example is in Beetlejuice.
Yes.
In Beetlejuice, he yells that he's stuck in the model.
Uh-huh.
And he he says a line. So my little cousin used to come over and we have a babysitter and we would watch Beetlejuice a lot. There's one F word in Beetlejuice.
Right.
From this part. And
she's what?
We'd be
10 years younger than you?
Yeah, 10 years younger than me.
Right.
So she was a little girl in a diaper.
Uh-huh.
And we're like, she was watching Beetlejuice with us all day. What's your favorite part of Beetlejuice? And a little girl in just a diaper in the middle of summer goes, nice fucking model. Honk, honk. Grabbing her little diaper in the front. Oh,
that was the best.
So funny. We're like,
So that's the gesture he makes.
Yes.
And then Chandler says, well, hard to argue with that.
Yeah. And then Joey shuts his bedroom door. Chandler says he apologizes like 100 times and he'll promise he'll never take it off. And then he notices that the bracelet fucking fell off again. He starts searching for it while urging Joey to stay in there if he wants to stay in there. While he's on his knees, he tears the cushions off the couch and he's looking all over for the bracelet. And then Joey comes back out. Joey is unsure what to think of Chandler now on his knees and holding couch cushions. And Chandler says, I'm here on my knees, holding up these couch cushions as a symbol of my sorrow and regret, much like they did in biblical times. Joey continues staring at him. And he goes, though you may have anger now. And then there's a cut line.
Where Chandler says, you're going to grab yourself again, aren't you?
But no, he just goes back into his room.
So we cut back to Monica and Rachel's apartment. Monica, Jack, Judy, and then later Ross comes in. So it opens with Monica in the kitchen. She must be julienning a tomato.
Oh.
And Jack and Judy watching tennis. And Jack says, boy, that Steffi Graf has quite a tush. And Judy gives Jack a look Adam has gotten many times in his life.
What?
And he says, what Adam says in response to that same look, I'm just saying it's right there.
It's right there.
So Ross comes in and Judy scolds him for not bringing her grandson, but Ross explains that he is with Susan and Carol. And Jack announces that a woman in his office is a lesbian.
Aw.
And they all stare at him and he goes, I'm just saying. Judy then points out that there's that house paint commercial that cracks Jack up, which is not something I have ever said to Adam.
Jack and Ross look like they're going for a father-son photo shoot after this.
They do match very closely, don't they? So Monica asks where Ross has been, and he says, emotional hell. So Ross asks if they have lent her the money yet, and she says no, but that's probably because she hasn't asked them yet. So Ross forces Monica to do it, and Monica says she has some news. So Monica tells him that she's no longer at her job. She had to leave it. And Judy says, why? She goes, because they made me.
Yeah.
She goes, you were fired? So my mom always asks me if I'm going to get fired when I tell her about stuff at work. And so one time I was telling her that I told this guy, this manager, I said, you don't have to listen to my advice or do what I suggest.
Right.
I'm here to advise and mitigate risk.
Right.
The final decision is yours, and I will support your choice. But I do reserve the right to laugh and say, I told you so, when it backfires and blows up in your face. And she says, could they fire you for saying that? Yeah, I don't think so. And they've known me long enough that it has happened enough times that when I say it, they know that I will laugh in their face. So Judy says, what are you going to do? And Jack says, Judy, relax. This is our little harmonica we're talking about. We taught her well. 10% of your paycheck. Where does it go?
In the bank.
So she dips into her savings. She's going to be fine. Then he pulls a quarter from behind her ear. She says, anything larger back there?
All right, so then we're back at Central Perk. Phoebe and Chandler. Rachel pops up, then Joey. Chandler comes in. I can't believe it. And Phoebe tells him to get out of the bitter barn and come play in the hay. But the bitters man in the coffee house is upset that he had to spend $400 to replace a bracelet he hated to begin with. But bring on the hay.
Hey!
Jeez. Then Rachel popped up from behind the counter saying, hey. and scares some of the bejesus out of Chandler. Not all, just a smidge of bejesus. And Rachel exclaims that she has something that'd make him happy. Then she whips out bracelet number 1. And Phoebe says, "Ooh, now you have 2. And then Chandler looks at her. "Oh, now you have 2. Chandler holds up one while modeling the other, like he's a model on The Price is Right, and questions, "What am I going to do?" And then Joey comes in from behind him, spotting both bracelets. And he's like, "Hey, how come you have 2? This one's for you." Personal note, I've lost a lot of extra donuts like this.
How come you have 2 donuts?
Well, this one's for you. Damn it. But Joey smiles and says, "Get out." And he's like, "No, I can't." Chandler continues, he knows how much it means to Joey, and it's more than about jewelry. It's about them being best buds. And Joey's like, "Wow, is this friendship? I think so. We're bracelet buddies." And Chandler says, "That's what they're going to call us." And they clink their bracelets as if they're going to fight crime together.
All right, so now we're back at Monica and Rachel's apartment. It's Ross and Monica. Ross is writing Monica a check, and she says, "You have dinosaur checks?"
Yeah, he does.
And he says, "Yeah, you get your money and you learn something."
Oh.
And she goes, "Hey, you're a cheaposaurus."
Oh.
How much do you think he gave her? I mean, she's not been working for a few months. She's probably used up all her savings.
Right.
How much do you think he gave
Well,
her?
let's see, rent in New York.
Yeah, and groceries and...
A couple $100,000.
She says she's kidding, and he thanks him and says she's grateful. Then it pans over to reveal a whole living room full of people.
Yeah.
Chandler, Phoebe, and Joey. Phoebes is holding up Mon's old bathing suit. She used to be a little bigger back in high school. And we ignore the continuity, future past mistakes that happen. Chandler
now,
said...
what ones are you referring to right now?
Well, because Chandler goes, that must be what they used to cover Connecticut when it rains, because Chandler knew she was fat in high school. But
okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Joey asks what's on the videotape, and Mon says, "Who knows? Put it in." Rachel walks in, and Ross does his hi. Rach does a similar hey. The video starts playing, and it's Judy with a full-on perm from the 80s.
Yeah.
She's trying to get Jack to video Rachel coming up the path for prom. And we see Rachel pre-deviated septum surgery, wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge.
So Joey asks, "What is with your nose?" And Chandler says, "I was wrong. That is what they used to cover Connecticut." And Monica excitedly says, "This is us getting ready for the prom." And Rachel giddily runs over to watch. Ross protests, and everyone says, "No, it'll be fun." And then they make a fat joke about zooming out and getting Monica in the frame. And we see Mon in her fat suit eating a sandwich.
Which I would complain a little bit about their fat jokes. I mean, 90s. I don't think nowadays people would do that. But Monica plays so happy when she's in that fat suit.
She is.
She's twice as adorable, so that makes me not care.
Yeah, she's not moping. She's not like
Right.
down on herself. No, she's a hoot. And then Joey proclaims, "Some girl ate Monica." Mon says, "Shut up. The camera adds 10 pounds." And Chan says, "How many cameras are on you?" Monica and Rachel hug hello, and Monica says she got mayo on her shoulder, but not her dress. And Jack does the dad thing where he says the camera is off, and that the light that's on is the off light. Right, Ross? And then we get to see Ross in his Mr. Carter wig, Michael's favorite outfit.
And my favorite moment.
And Chandler and Joey crack up. "Looking good, Mr. Carter."
Oh, that look on his face and
I
everything.
know. So Ross tells Rach she looks pretty tonight, and she asks about his summer, and he says he's going to hang out and work on his music. And Rach asks him to check the hook off her puffy sleeves because they keep falling down. And Ross uncomfortably asks what she is doing this summer while adjusting her dress, but the doorbell rings and she takes off. And Chandler quips, work on your music? This must have been before he joined the band.
Yes.
Way, no way.
No way.
So again, we'll pass over the continuity future past thing.
Yeah, it's hard when you have to write the future while concurrently writing the present.
Exactly. On the video, Ross is playing Axel F. Remember that? On his keyboard. And then we see Roy Gublick pinning the corsage on Monica, who 1996 Monica informs us that he saw Star Wars 317 times.
Ooh.
So much that his name was in the paper.
And I just wanted to point out that this is Michael Bauer, who you also love in Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah.
And is one of the Head and Shoulder guys from Evolution.
Yeah. Evolution is a good movie, friends, fans. If you haven't seen it, it's funny.
It's weird.
It is weird.
It's not super great.
No.
But it's fun. You need to know that it kind of sucks a little.
Yeah.
But it's still fun.
So Rach starts complaining that Chip is not there yet. And Roy says, take a chill pill. He'll be here. That's another old 80s thing to say. Take a chill pill. When he's done pinning, Monica leans over and tells Rachel he touched her boob. Monica in 1996 tells the gang that is what she told her. And then we cut to Rach crying about not going to her prom without a date. Monica's crying, saying if she's not going, then she doesn't want to go either. And Roy saying he's going to kick Chip's ass. Somebody should have. Did I say that out loud? Sorry.
This is so harsh.
So then Judy goes to Ross and says she has a wonderful idea. She says that he should take Rachel to her prom. And he says, doubtful.
Doubtful.
So Rachel takes the camera and we get to see the best outfit, hands down, the double collar polo shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, Converse are so cool and exactly what I would expect on Elliot Gould. And on Jack as he talks to Ross into wearing his tuxedo as Rachel continues to cry.
Yeah.
So Ross reluctantly agrees and races up the steps while tripping. And Ross in 1996 says, okay, we've seen enough.
Right. Turn
And
it off.
Everyone protests and says, well, I'm not watching. And he heads towards the apartment door. Back to the video, Ross comes out wearing a tux. And Jack says, come on, kid, let's show him. And here I start to well up. Because he is so fucking sweet.
I'll continue.
Okay.
The whole thing is sweet. Not just Ross, but Judy and Jack too. They all want it to work out. And Judy says, you're so handsome. And Jack says, oh, come on, Ross. And Ross says, just give me a sec. And he wills himself, be cool.
Good advice.
Be cool, honey bunny. Then Ross grabs the flowers from the landing vase and says, okay, Dad. And then Jack runs down announcing, okay, Rachel, ready or not, here comes your knight in shining armor. And then we see Monica, Roy, Rachel, and Chip race out the front door, and the remaining Gellers are all heartbroken, which is why I had to pick up the scene for Jo, because she's crying right now. And they fumble to turn off the camera, and in 1996, Monica says, I can't believe you did that. And Ross says, yeah, well. And then 1996, Rachel gets up, walks all the way across the apartment, and gives him a big old kiss. And the crowd goes wild. The friends in the living room were so happy.
I love Chandler's little gesture to Joey. His little pat on the back. It's so cute.
Yeah. And that's when Phoebe's like, see? He's
their
their lobster. And then I was thinking maybe the lobsters stayed a while and then they're on a break and then they get back together. Maybe that's why it's specifically lobsters. Yeah. All right, now we're at the stinger. Monica and Rachel's. Monica's sitting there alone. She's watching the rest of the prom video alone while she's eating ice cream. And she's just smiling as her mom's recording and telling her to dance with her. Dance with your father. She's just smiling. And then Jack says, he might not know all her flash dances, but he's no slouch on the dance floor. It's a cute little Norman Rockwell moment that then glitches out and is replaced by Jack and Judy getting it on in the bedroom. Oh, Jack, Judy. And Monica is horrified and puts her ice cream down. And that's the end of the episode.
Cut and print. We're going to take another short break. We'll be right back. I need a tissue. Hang in there. It's gonna happen.
Well, okay, now how do you know that?
Because she's your lobster.
Oh, she's going somewhere.
Come on, you guys. It's a known fact that lobsters fall in love and mate for life. And you know what? You can actually see old lobster couples walking around their tank, holding claws like...
Where exactly is this tank, Phoebes? Red Lobster?
All right, we're back.
We're back.
So what did we learn from this episode? What I learned is I think you remind me a lot of Elliot Gould.
Really?
Yeah, you like people's butts.
I do.
You wear Converse.
I do.
You both have a thick head of hair.
Yeah.
You're cool yet goofy. Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. I learned that Chandler loves Joey.
Yes.
Ross loves Rachel.
Yes.
Phoebe spouts nonsense. Monica needs a job.
Yes.
And you should always label sex tapes.
Yes. Come on, Doctor. Spring for a new sex tape. All right. What are your final thoughts?
I think it's easy to forget at the end of the episode that Chandler is still up $412.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Joey gave him $812 in cash. He didn't really even have to pay for the second bracelet. Quit whining.
I think this was a great way to get them together. Ross, with all his whining, as we have said, is a truly romantic, sweet guy.
Yeah.
He just gets in his way a lot.
A lot.
All right, let's hear what Michael had to say on his final thoughts of the episode.
My final thoughts, iconic, and everything that a great episode needs. From the humor of Joey and Chandler being bracelet buddies to find out what Ross did for Rachel in the prom video. A very memorable episode that never gets old in my eyes. It's definitely one of my personal top 5s of all times in the Friends universe. I give it 5 out of 5 coffee cups with an extra shot of espresso.
Extra shot indeed.
Anna would be passed out.
I would be fine. A little jittery, maybe.
All right, are you ready? Sweater vest tracker count?
Prior count?
Yes.
1.
All right.
Episode total 1!
Woo!
Overall count 2!
We are up to 2. I said 6. You said 10, right?
Yeah, I think I left it as hoping for double digits, for real.
All right, we're
real
getting
double
there.
digits.
We're getting there.
Not pretend double digits. All
What's
right,
our rating for this episode?
The IMDb rating, okay, it's 9.3 out of 10 stars.
Ooh.
With 8,800 ratings.
Wow. All right, so there was quite a few 10 out of 10 ratings for this episode.
I don't know why.
I know. So I grabbed one. It was pretty moving, and I thought it was fitting for this episode. So 10 out of 10. This title is Second Best Episode of Friends. Written by Aced J24, January 2020. This one makes me cry every time. But more on that in a minute. This episode, like every episode of Friends, has 2 plot lines. One, the funny side. Joey starts to finally earn some money, and as a gesture of thanks to Chandler for his many years of unwavering support, he buys him a gaudy gold bracelet that is engraved.
Yes.
Chandler, of course, hates it and wears it begrudgingly. He is overheard complaining about it to Phoebe and must make amends to Joey. On the serious side, only the second best Ross and Rachel moment of the series, barely better than she got off the plane.
Aww.
The gang is watching a video from when Monica and Rachel went to prom, which Ross is reluctant to watch. During the video, it appears that Rachel is going to be stood up, and with his father's encouragement, Ross rushes off to get in a tux and be her savior. As he descends the stairs, we see Rachel and Monica leaving with their dates. Ross understandably crushed. Seeing this, Rachel lets go of the grudge she has been holding, rushes over and kisses Ross, and what can only be described as one of the purest kisses in the history of television.
Aww.
So why does this make me blat like a baby? I am Ross, and I have my Rachel out there. Only I've never got lucky enough to become friends as an adult with her, nor did I get to have this kind of resolution to my unrequited love. So I know well the pain Ross was feeling and the joy he must have felt in his very core at this moment. Yes, I know these are fictional characters, but it deeply resonates within my soul.
Aww.
I hope he got his Rachel someday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was sweet. All right, what's coming up next week?
Next week, the one where Ross and Rachel, ellipses, you know.
Oh.
Ross and Rachel finally go out. Rachel gets boned at the Natural History Museum. Joey and Chandler get a new Barca-loungers, and there they stay. Monica caters for a friend of her parents and makes out with Tom Selleck.
Ooh. All right, are you ready for some maladjusted content?
I am ready, but let's keep it short because we're really over.
All right, I just want to point out that I thought it was funny that he mentions the Goodfellas bracelet,
Yes.
and you watched Goodfellas.
Yes, I did watch Goodfellas this weekend.
Yes.
But it was kind of an impromptu pick. It was one of those, a lot of things were happening, and I just needed something on so everybody would shut up.
So you threw on Goodfellas.
So I threw on Goodfellas.
Yeah. And we watched Shaun of the Dead, which is
Shaun
one of
of the
my
Dead.
favorites.
One of Jen's all-time favorites.
Yep.
I love Shaun of the Dead, too.
Yep. And then, as we said earlier, we went to the Pride Parade. It was a very busy weekend. And that was about it.
Yeah. We're going to keep it short because we're a little bit over on this episode.
But thank you, Michael M. for...
big thanks to Michael M.
Yep, you're one of our biggest fans, and we appreciate you sending in your clips and participating.
Very funny. Very good picks.
Yep. So if you'd like your thoughts or reactions regarding future episodes to be shared with the rest of the class, or if you want to reach out and say hey,
Come on, we'd like to hear from even more of you misfits out there.
email us at themaladjustedmisfits@gmail.com. Rate us and leave positive comments.
And if you have a negative comment, try and leave it in a positive way.
Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow the links in the show notes. The pages are called The One Where We Talk About Friends.
Joe, you ready for a cup of coffee?
Always. Yeah, I think that fish shower actually got the interview off me.